Welcome to MindEdge, where we explore the hidden future of humanity and technology. Subscribe now and understand the future before it understands you. Europe is preparing the most radical change to identity in its history, and most people have no idea what is coming. Between 2026 and 2027, a new mandatory biometric ID will be deployed across the entire European Union. Face, fingerprints, QR code, digital certificates, and a built-in wallet that connects directly to the EU's future digital money system. Not optional, not symbolic, not the next generation of ID. A total redesign of what it means to exist inside a digital society. For years, governments sold digitalization as comfort. Less paperwork, faster access, simpler administration. But convenience was never the destination. It was the camouflage. Everything built over the last decade has been preparing the same structure. The European Digital Identity Wallet, the eIDAS 2.0 regulation, cross-border authentication, unified biometric databases, standardized facial recognition frameworks. None of this was accidental. None of this was isolated. These were not tools. They were the layers of an operating system. And in 2026 to 2027, the operating system boots. Your new identity will not be a card you carry. It will be a software profile you live inside. A persistent biometric cross-border access key that follows you everywhere. Your face becomes your password. Your fingerprint becomes your confirmation. Your biometric profile becomes your identity. And the system becomes the one who decides what you can do with it. A plastic card can be lost. A passcode can be changed. A document can be replaced. But a face cannot. A fingerprint cannot. A permanent biometric signature cannot. This is the end of anonymity. Not metaphorically, mathematically. Every login, every checkpoint, every digital service, every border crossing, every interaction with public administration, every future payment made through the integrated wallet. All of it links back to the same biometric identity. You're no longer asked, "Who are you?" The system already knows. The timing of this rollout is not random. The infrastructure is finally ready, and Europe wants everything synchronized. By 2026, every member state must provide the EU Digital Identity Wallet. By 2027, the biometric components become standard, and once both are combined, the shift becomes irreversible. Identity becomes software, and software can be controlled. The biometric ID is the visible layer. The digital wallet is the hidden one, the one that completes the mechanism. Because once payments are linked to identity, and identity is linked to biometrics, the state is no longer verifying who you are. It is verifying what you are allowed to do, what you can access, what you can buy, what services you can use, what travel you can complete, what permissions you still have. Money stops being money. It becomes a rule set. It becomes conditions. It becomes compliance. And identity stops being a fact. It becomes a status. Active or inactive, enabled or restricted, granted or denied, not by a person, by a system. This is the birth of conditional citizenship. Before it becomes mandatory, it will follow the usual four-step cycle. It's optional. It's strongly encouraged. It's necessary for specific services. It's mandatory for everyone. The same sequence used for digital tax platforms. The same sequence used for online administrative services. The same sequence used for health passes during the pandemic. Temporary tools become permanent infrastructure. Infrastructure becomes obligation. Obligation becomes dependency. When identity becomes digital, dependency is not a side effect. It is the foundation. The consequences will not appear immediately. The transition will feel smooth, almost invisible. At first, the new ID will unlock premium access to public services, then to banking, then to travel, then to healthcare, then to digital payments. And finally, it will be the only method left. Once everyone is inside the system becomes the gatekeeper. Imagine trying to open a bank account without the new ID. Imagine trying to cross a border. Imagine trying to access social services. Imagine trying to log into your digital wallet. Imagine trying to receive a government payment or a tax refund. Imagine trying to prove your identity without the one profile that now contains everything. You don't get banned from society. You get logged out. And when you are logged out, your identity does not disappear. It just becomes inaccessible, like an app you can no longer open, like software suspended by the administrator. This is the future architecture of citizenship. The next phase will be even more subtle, because once identity and payment systems are unified, social permissions become easy to automate. Travel rights can be tied to carbon allowances. Financial flows can be restricted according to risk profiles. Purchases can be filtered according to regulation. Health access can be linked to compliance. Employment eligibility can be checked against your digital status. Your movement history, spending patterns, and biometric activity feed directly into risk algorithms. And every decision feels objective because it comes from a system, not a person. That is the real transformation. The shift from political control to algorithmic governance. A world where the state does not punish you. The system simply adjusts your permissions. Quietly, automatically, mathematically. Most people will not resist this because most people do not understand what they are trading. They think identity is being digitized, but Europe is digitizing people. Your life becomes an interface. Your actions become data. Your access becomes conditional. Your autonomy becomes programmable. The most powerful form of control is not force. It is architecture, a structure that decides silently, a system that defines the edges of your freedom, a network that can tighten or loosen your options without ever confronting you. When identity becomes software, you no longer own it. You only use it, as long as the system authorizes you. And once the entire population depends on the same digital identity, with the same biometric keys, tied to the same digital wallet, controlled by the same infrastructure, the margin for dissent becomes microscopic. Not because dissent is illegal, but because dissent becomes inconvenient, then incompatible, then impossible. This is the real meaning of the 2026 to 2027 reform. Not modernization, not efficiency, reconfiguration. Europe is not upgrading your documents. Europe is upgrading its control layer. Your identity is becoming a login. Your existence is becoming an account. Your rights are becoming permissions. Your freedom is becoming a setting. And the institution that controls the system controls the user. Welcome to the next stage. Welcome to MindEdge. This transmission ends here. The next one is already forming. Stay aware and subscribe to Remain in the Signal.